guys. Happy New Year. I was in the middle of shooting a video, like a longer video, and while I was putting away my lighting and my camera and all my equipment, I put YouTube on in the background, and I came across a Jeff Holiday video about a racial attack in Chicago, a racial slash political attack in Chicago, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Now, when I first saw his headline, I assumed it was, or his title, I assumed it was a police attack on black people, right? Chicago, when most people think of Chicago, they don't think of the wealthy side, they think of like the south side of Chicago, and like police brutality is a real thing. However, I was dead wrong. It turned out that a white Trump supporter or white mentally ill person who was assumed to be a Trump supporter by his attackers was kidnapped and tortured, and his attackers put the video on or filmed it and did a Facebook live stream with it. So they were actually live streaming this guy's torture because they thought they were so in the right because, he voted for Trump, and Trump is somebody who would target people based on race, bring back torture, target the mentally ill, and take away people's freedom. So, the only way to respond to that is to do all of those things. So I'm going to show you a clip, and it's not going to be too graphic. It's actually one of the more relevant ones to the point I want to make. Hopefully I'm going to find it in editing.
Bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, bitch ass nigga, boy. Fuck Donald Trump, nigga. Fuck white people, boy.
Fuck them, bitch.
Fuck it. Yeah, boy.
Why we
don't
motherfuckers
get me on that. I don't need to be saying like nobody.
Ain't nobody you. Man, take it easy, nigga.
Take it easy. What you talking about?
Who on this bitch?
Yeah, man.
My sister, look at what y'all do.
Nigga, thinking it's slight.
Oh, man.
Boy, you bitch ass shit, bitch boy. Fuck you talking about this shit, street boy.
Yeah, so basically somebody in the comments, I think it turned out to be her sister, according to news reports, told her to stop beating this guy and that she was going to go to jail. And she just laughed it off like, oh, what? There's nothing wrong with this. And this is like a part of a weird trend among the SJW community where they tend to film, and I don't know that these people are social justice warriors per se, but they were definitely influenced by all the Trump hate that's been in the media and how he's going to come and get you. So at least they're social justice adjacent. But anyway, these people tend to film their own wrongdoing and then post it up as if it's right. Like we saw this with Zarna Joshi.
He said, "Do you know what my name is?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "Humongous." Yeah. This person just sexually harassed me. Yes, yeah, that's right.
And the Lyft girl, even though the Lyft girl's video was leaked because she had friends that like still had brain cells, and when they shared it privately, they're like, "No, you can't release this. You look like a fucking jackass." So it's this weird thing, and it's like I don't want to blame it all on SJW ideology. Like these are four individuals and they're fucking scumbags, right? Like they were in the wrong. They targeted somebody racially over a candidate, presumably because they believe the candidate that this person might have voted for would target them racially. Like, this doesn't make any, like, this does not compute kind of thing. But then you remember that this, according to SJWs, is not a race attack because black people can't be racist. So this is just whatever. Like, the person who's being oppressed because of groupthink and all that, he was a member of the oppressor group. And the people doing the attacking, they were the oppressed. And according to this kind of backwards ideology, nothing that the oppressed group does can be, like, wrong. Right? And, like, I'm generalizing the idea of it, and I realize that most people are going to look at this from whatever side and assume that the people who are actually in the wrong here are in the wrong. And, yeah, but like this, obviously if you embolden people and you fill them with fear and you tell them that some group of people is going to, is out to get you, then a certain percentage of people will believe it and a certain percentage of people will act on it. Like, I don't know why this is so hard to understand. Like, we always hear about America's history of racism, but we never fucking learn about America's history of racism, right? Americans ascribed negative attributes to black people based on their group association, and then fucking racist attacks happened. Like, and segregation happened. And all these things that fucking social justice warriors want to bring back happened. Like, they want to bring back segregation. But I'm starting to, like, rant and go, like, off the rails. The other thing I wanted to talk about was some of these article headlines. Like, I don't particularly mind the ones that say, like, that they're black teenagers, because these people are shouting out, like, fuck white people and, like, fuck Donald Trump. So, like, there's a racial component to the attack, so I understand why, like, race is introduced for the attackers. But there are other headlines that say Black Lives Matter supporters or Black Lives Matter activists attack mentally ill person because he voted for Trump or whatever. And those just aren't verified, not from any of the articles that I've seen. And even if they were, and I'm somebody who believes that a part of Black Lives Matter has made, like, there's some harm that has come from, like, the ideology of Black Lives Matter, you can't ascribe the acts of these 4 individuals to the entire group or the entire race. And, you know, not all black people are members of Black Lives Matter. Not all black people support Black Lives Matter. This shit should be obvious, but I just want to say it. So if you see headlines like that, read the article, or, like, don't assume them to be true, because it's kind of weird for an activist organization to fucking just kidnap a dude. It's not unheard of, but, and violence from BLM is not, like, a thing that never fucking happens, but, like, you know, question it. And, like, there's a difference between inspired by and done in the name of and fucking sanctioned by the organizations. So don't paint with a broad brush. That's what fucking these attackers did. They painted this person, who, of course, again, turned out to be mentally ill, with a broad brush. So, yeah, this is my first video back from the New Year's. I'm going to try to make more videos. I got some new lighting equipment and all this fancy shit that I put away before I did this rant. Make sure you smash that like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more for some reason. Share it, I guess. I don't fucking share any videos, but if you want to share this video, feel free. I appreciate it. And until next time. I wonder if my until next time salute lined up. Fix it in post.